Hi, my name is Kathy Fosno and this is Kat's Creative Corner. Welcome to Tuesday's card. Today we're going to make this elegant. I think it's elegant. What do you think? Anniversary card. Today is my niece's 10th anniversary and she is going to be having a vow renewal ceremony tonight. So I wanted to make something special, and one of the colors in a lot of her things that she's done is copper. So our copper embossing powder worked out just great. So with this card you're going to need a piece of Whisper White paper cut at 5.5 by 11 and scored at 4 1/4. And then you're going to need a second piece of Whisper White cut at 5 1/4 by 4. And then I ran it through the Big Shot with this softly falling embossing folder. Now I did that, I already did it to save time. So it's already embossed. I don't know if you can see the embossing. There. If I get it real close you can see. And it's called Softly Falling because it starts at the top with a lot of dots and then works off slowly down to where there's nothing. And it's kind of to resemble like falling snow, although it's not a snowflake. Okay, so we're going to also be using the Botanical Gardens, Botanical Builder framelits dies, and they come like this, and you use the Big Shot for those. And to save time I also cut out a bunch of the leaves. We're not using the stamp set, but it just kind of shows you that different things. There's dies for most of these things here, except for the dots and that kind of stuff, but most everything else has a die to go with it. Okay, we're also using this Happy Anniversary from the Best Bird set. Okay, to get started, we're going to, in this case, normally I don't put my layered piece down on my cardstock at first, so that if there's a mistake you can turn it over, but in this case I'd have to redo it anyway because of the dry embossing. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it on, and I'm going to put it on with snail adhesive. I think the white on white looks really elegant. Okay, so it's attached, and then I'm going to take the flowers that I punched out with the Big Shot, and I'm using my bone folder. There's an insert in each of these flowers, and I'm just going to kind of pop them out, and see how there's that little section that's already cut. I don't know if you can see that. And then I'm just going under and just curving it to give it dimension. And I've got 2 of them, so I'm going to do it to both of them. I did a lot on this card because it would be very time consuming if I made you watch me do all of the embossing and all of the cutting out. So now, like I said, my niece's theme is copper in most of her stuff, and her invitations and that kind of thing, she did copper. So I am going to, I embossed these leaves with copper too, and I'm going to do one to show you how I did it. But it's not, I don't know if I recommend doing it the way I did it. Might be better for you if you do it by doing the whole piece of paper and then cutting it out after you do it, but I'm doing it this way. I just am taking my Versamark ink, which is clear and it's sticky, and your embossing powder will stick to it. And I'm using our new copper embossing powder, and I'm going to spread it on. And now I have a pair of tweezers around here somewhere. There they are. And I'm going to pick this up Now you can see it's going to mess up a little bit of it, but you'll have to go back and redo it. That's why I didn't want to, it's very time consuming doing this. So I'm going to hold it and use my heat tool, and I'm going to take this off screen so that I can not get it on my table. And I'm going to, well, I'd kind of like you to see it. See how it changes? It looks really dull and then it just changes to such a pretty color. Okay, now I'm going to do it a second time to get the spots that I missed. And to get where I'm holding it with the tweezers. So I'm going to just cover those spots again and dip it right in where I had it on the paper. Just using a piece of typing paper there, nothing big. Okay, we're going to change it again with the heat tool. And I just love the way that changes. It just looks so awesome. Just melts from the heat. There it goes. Sprinkle just a little bit more on that one spot. There we go. Okay, so now all of them are embossed. And it does take a little bit to dry it, so I'm just going to stick it over here. I see one spot. Okay, there we go. All right, that was easy. It's not hard, it's just took a lot of time and it's a little messy. So I don't know if I'll do it that way again. I may just do it on a piece of paper and then cut it out. It'd probably be a lot easier. You know, just a plain piece of paper that you would emboss and then just cut out your objects. Okay, so I'm going to take my card here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to take the solid flower that I cut out, and I am going to use my glue dots, and I'm going to attach some glue dots to the center of this, and maybe on a couple of the leaves, because I'm going to put this one inside just to give it a little character. And you know what? That needs a little bit right there. Be careful though, you don't want to burn your paper. Now I got to let it dry. Okay, now I'm going to take and I'm going to use a glue dot. I use basically, except for attaching the white, Whisper White, I used glue dots for almost all of this. And I'm going to put one of my flowers down, and I'm going to take a leaf and stick it, let's see, I think I'll take my glue dot and I'm just going to curl it up so that it can go right down the spine. I'm going to do that in two places. And then attach it underneath my flower. I want that still to be out. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing. Let's see, maybe can you see what I'm doing? I hope I'm not off screen. I think I'll do that again, because I think I want it more over here so that this one can be a little higher up and be right there. Okay, whoops, gonna have to do it a little over so that it doesn't go off the side. Okay, now we have some bigger leaves, and again, I'm just using glue dots. And I just put them randomly. I don't think you have to stress too much about where you put them. 2 more glue dots here, just so we can put them on underneath the leaf, underneath the flower. And now, do I want to use the other leaf? We could put it right under here. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. See, every card when you do something kind of random looks a little different. My hands have a little embossing powder, so you might want to check out, make sure that you don't have embossing powder on your hands. Okay, now I'm going to take the glue dot and put it right in the middle of these little center flowers and put them right in the middle of the little white flower. Okay, and then somewhere on my table should be my pearls. Well, where'd the pearls go? There they are. Because I think this one calls out for something a little bit more elegant than a rhinestone. I think it needs pearls. So right in the center of this little cutout, I'm going to put a pearl. And I'm going to put one right there. Okay. Now, I did make a mistake. I didn't leave room for my happy anniversary at the bottom, but it's too late. I'm not going to tear it up. So I need... My flower went down. Huh. The petal went underneath. Well, let's see if we can just attach it there. It got stuck, so be careful doing that. So there you go. Now it's back on, and we have a flower to stick. Okay. So there you go. So I can't put happy anniversary at the bottom, and this is a little too rough, so I'm just going to put happy anniversary inside. So I am going to emboss this. It's on a little crooked. I didn't use one of my grid papers, so I didn't have any way to measure this. So I'm going to just put happy anniversary right there, and I'm going to put my copper on top of it, and here's my paper, just a sheet of paper to catch it so that you don't waste it all. Alright, and then I want to use my little brush to get rid of all the extra that got on there. That way it doesn't melt onto the page. And I'm going to heat that up with the heating tool. And that did it. Happy anniversary. Let it cool down a little bit. Put the copper embossing powder back in the jar. And your card is done. I hope you enjoyed this card. You can see that they are a little different, but they're still both elegant and very easy to give away to somebody. Sometimes it's hard to give them away because sometimes you just want to keep them because you think they're so pretty. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like complete written directions, go to my website, Kat's Creative Corner, and you'll find the directions. Thank you for stopping by.